Alright, so I have the truck up on ramps. I'm gonna get underneath here now and see what I can see. I'm gonna try and replace the shocks today. So if I get underneath here, the shocks are connected right here on the bottom, and they go up, and they connect up here on the top, right there. So basically that's just a stud that comes out. It's hooked up to a bolt that's I don't know, looks like maybe a 3/4, and the bottom has a all the way through bolt. So I just need to run this out, pull it, pull the bolt, and it should slip right off. And then on the top, once I take the bolt off the top, or once I take the nut off the top, then it'll just slide off of that toward the inside. And both sides, well, this one's on the front, the other side is on the back right there. But essentially they both look the same, and they should be really, really quick to replace. The front ones, which are way up there, are going to be similar in nature, but I believe that they are both on the back side of the axle. And I'll take a look at them after I finish with this project, because this project, again, it should be pretty fast, pretty painless. But yeah, I'm gonna go grab my tools real quick and get to working on this. All right, I think that's in a good spot there. I'm just gonna go ahead and let it sit, because I really cannot work around this thing very well, but I do have relatively lots of room, so I'm gonna try and work with that. Let's see, 3/4. Oh, 3/4 is definitely too big, and 19 is definitely too big. Okay. Let's see what we have here. I decided to be less confident this time. There we go. Okay, 18 now. That fits pretty good. 17 is definitely too small. So 11/16. .5/8. Okay, it is definitely an 18. All right, I'm gonna have to go find something to hold the other side, because I don't have wrenches. I have lots of sockets, but no wrenches, unfortunately. All right, here we go again. I should be good to go now. What the heck? Oh, shoot, that's tiny. Oh, crap. Okay. That's too small. All right, there we go. 15 mil. 15. All right, one down. good shape. Whatever is rattling underneath here, I don't think it's a strut. Because that's in good condition. But I'm already in here. I'm gonna go ahead and swap it out. Okay. That one off the top, big old nut that has a washer sort of built into it there, and then just gonna work it off of there, and off it comes. Easy peasy. All right, so that's off. So I'll take the new one. Here's the new one. Just pull that off. That just keeps it a little bit shorter. Go ahead and take it down. I'm going to give it some sill glide. It's just a stud that's up there. I'm going to put a little sill glide on that stud so that the nut goes back on and doesn't get seized up or anything, and so that the shock itself can go on there a little easier. Okay, that's done. Do the same thing with this one on the bottom. I'm not going to quite put it back on yet, but my finger's all gooey, so I'll just finish with the gooey finger part right now. Make sure you get the whole thing, because this is literally what the shock rides on right there. So I want to make sure it's all lubed up. I'll just set that there, trying to get it all gunky. All right. And shock. Coming up here again. Oh yeah, that slides on way easier. Okay. So then take the nut for the upper section, put it back on. Like so. Set this to tighten. Tight but not insane. That's an official setting right there. Tight but not insane. Then we'll take this and push it up in there. There we go. Simple. As advertised. Done. That one is finished. New shock installed. And then I make everybody seasick. I whoosh this around to the other side. Make assumptions about where it's looking because I think it's looking right in here. Loose it once again. Take this extension off of here. There we go, better. Boy, I don't know, that thing feels good too. What was clanking on making all that ruckus? Well, I do not think there was anything wrong with those shocks, to be perfectly honest. But, oh well. If there's one thing that definitely doesn't hurt anything, it's to put new shocks on a vehicle. But I was kind of hoping that there would be an obvious problem with one of these guys, and there was not. So, once again, very impressed with how well the previous owners took care of this truck. Alright, let me slip out of here. Ah, nice. Reach all the way up. There's plenty of room. Pull that nut off of there. Okay. Old shock off. New shock. Sill glide. Just a little bit on the finger. Just to cover the length of the bolt. Okay, that is ready to roll. And a little more. Do the same thing with the upper mount. And done with the sill glide. Okay. There we go. That is on there. Touch the nut. And then on the bottom, okay, let's go. Ooh. There we go. Okay. tighten the top one first, just so I don't forget about it. And tighten the bottom one. All right, that should do it. Like I said, I don't think that those other guys were bad. No siree, sir. So what was it? I was making such a fuss. What indeed? Looks good though underneath here. I mean, frankly, it's so impressive. It is so impressive. 430,000 miles. All right, no sense in sitting around doing nothing. Okay, so here we go. This is the front end. This one has a nut that goes into the top of it, which is all good except for the fact that it actually, if you turn this, I can feel that it's spinning on the inside here. This is a 19 mil at the top, and I don't really want to destroy this thing, but at the same time I am gonna have to at least grab onto it around the neck right here, which shouldn't be a problem because this part of it never actually goes. Let's see if it's actually working. I'm not sure. Looks like it might be. Yep, it's working. So it just needed a little bit of squeeze right there just to keep it from, to let it overcome the resistance of that nut. And it won't fall out or anything because it's actually trying to push up against the space that it's in. I mean, again, I don't think there's anything wrong with these guys, but at this point I already have the replacement parts, so I think I'll just put the new ones on. Uh-oh, it might be spinning again. Yeah, it's spinning again, okay. Let me just tighten this up a little bit. See if I can get it to go back in here. Hang on. Oh, now it's spinning. Oh, okay, well, that was obvious why it was spinning. It's almost there. There we go. Okay. And there's a nut, and there's a gasket that I can't seem to get off of there. Whoops. You still seeing it? Yeah, I think so. There we go. Something underneath the corner there to wedge it up just a little bit. Gasket. Okay. Take this off now. This is just a little tiny vice grip. Probably a little oversized for this job, but or a little undersized for this job, but it did the job, so c'est la vie. Okay. So now I should just be able to loosen up this bottom bolt down here, and it'll pop right off of there. I think that these pieces all get replaced, at least at least a couple of them, so I'll hang on to them just in case. So this bolt right here, which in my testing I already broke loose. You have this little thing hanging here. It's attached to the nut, and this side is attached to the bolt. It just separates. But do not damage it, because if you do, you probably will have to go to Ford to get a replacement piece, because it's all, I mean, it's a nut, but it's a specialized nut. So, all right, now let's see if I can get this thing out. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to leave you there. So I can put you there. And that way you can stare at the frame rail. Maybe squeeze you up above the frame rail. Maybe that'll get you what you need. But I have to be over here to be able to see. So what I'm going to do, I just want to lift this thing up and over to get it out of this little slot that it's in. Once it comes up over the top of it, it should just fall right out. Which it did. Oh, these guys are pretty slow up here. Maybe it wasn't such a bad idea to replace them. Okay. So now, you can just stay here, I guess. I'll leave you there. Can't see this, but I'm lubing up the top end of this bolt. Oh, it actually has a hex fitting on the top of it. That makes so much sense. Unfortunately, I do not think that I have an open-ended wrench I can put on this thing, so the way I did it before is going to be how I do it again. I don't think it's going to really damage it. Let's go in here. Oh, okay. I need to be right underneath it, so unfortunately I've got to move you again. And this time I don't. This time I gotta move you. The only way I can. Son of a bee. Okay. There we go. I think that's in there okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Might even be a little bit too far. All right, I'll let you stop laying on the ground. There you go. Better? Okay, that should do it. Hopefully. Now, I just have to lube up the lower bolt, slide it back on in there, and I can pull you out from underneath the truck. So I know it sucks being underneath here for a long time. If you're wondering, how do you know that? Well, it's because I'm underneath here too. Oh yeah. Well, the nice thing is that once you get it back into its little cradle, it is way easier to get the bolt through there than it is on the back. Okay, so take this guy. This is also an 18 mil. So the top is a 19, but the bottom is an 18. Boom, done. On the bottom, I have to put the top in. And I'll pull you out here for that. I think that'll probably work. All right, there. Okay. So now all I need to do, I already have it lubed up and everything. Just need to put the pieces on. So first piece is the rubber. I believe that this piece here goes down like that. Second piece is the cap right here, goes over top of it. And the third piece is the nut. And as with the last one, that is a 19 mil. And I'm guessing I'm probably going to have the same problem as I did the first time around, and that it will spin on the shaft. So unlike, yeah, there we go. Good. Okay, I'm going to, I know this isn't the right way to do it. You're supposed to put the, a hex in here, like a 5 or 6 mil hex, and then use an open-ended wrench or something along those lines and attach it that way. But I just don't have anything that will work for that. I need to go this way. Yeah. So I'm just going to attach that to the top of the shaft, which does ding it just a little bit, but because it's not actually in the part that goes down into the lower section, it's not going to hurt it. Now, you never want to clamp it to the lower section that will go down into the canister, because there's a seal right there that keeps all the hydraulic fluid from leaking out, and putting those little, even the tiniest little nicks in this nice smooth surface here, it will wear out that seal, and then it'll start leaking, and your shock will fail sooner. You want the shock to fail just because it's been bounced in and out a gazillion times, not because of this, not because you installed it in the first place. So my problem is going to be that I do not have enough length on this. I need a deeper 19 mil, so I'll be right back and see if I can get something that'll work. So it turns out that I actually do have a 19 millimeter box wrench, which means on the other one I can try just hooking onto the end of it properly. Granted, it'll take forever to do it this way, and I'm not really thrilled about that, so I'll see how hard it is to get the dust boot back onto the shaft. And if it's not crazy, then I think I'll just do it the wrong way next time too. Just want to start pooching this stuff down so it has a nice tight fit and doesn't rattle through this opening right here. pretty good pooch. I'll give it a couple more turns and I'll call it good. Okay, so now I need to try and get this thing back up on here. There we go. There we go. New shock install. Definitely not the right way to do it, but it worked. Yeah, at home I have a set of wrenches that basically have an opening through here, so it goes straight down. You can go right down through the middle of it while ratcheting, and you can put the piece in there, and that works great for shocks. But I don't have those here, so I'm not going to go buy a whole set of them just so that I can do this one job when there are workarounds available.